And today we are here with the award-winning MC Barber.
Hey everyone, this is MC Barber here. Really was my pleasure to make this video. The gentleman that I'm doing a haircut for is a colleague, a barber. He came from England, London, England. He was visiting in New York City and he decided to stop by in Connecticut in my barber shop and get a haircut from me. And it was really my pleasure to do this haircut for him. So here I'm going through consultation. I'm looking at his hair, examining his head, the shape of the head, the texture of the hair, the density of the hair, and consulting with my client to make sure that I understand what he wants. After I complete my consultation and I am aware of the haircut that he wants, as usually, I comb the hair in the direction it naturally falls. I use 1.5. I remove the bulk and I create a foundation for the hairstyle. As you see, because he has slightly flat head towards the crown, I'm not going too high. I want to create that full square shape. I want to create a nice shape, so I'm going to leave that hair there longer. I'm going to stop about at occipital bone and I'm going to make sure that it's full. I'm using 1.5 as you can see, but I start with 1.5 flat on at the bottom of the hairline, and as I go up I kind of elevate my clipper and hair gradually gets longer. So between bottom, where is 1.5, and where I finish towards the top is a dramatic difference. It's not 1.5 towards the top anymore. So it was really nice, as I said, to do this haircut for this gentleman. It is always nice to meet barbers from other countries. Makes the job even more fun. We share the knowledge, exchange the experience. It really makes it very pleasant. The gentleman spent after the haircut few hours hanging out in our barbershop and sharing his knowledge with us, and as well learning some stuff from us as well. So as you can see, I have created a foundation for my hairstyle. I removed the bulk and now I'm going to do a fade. I'm going to start from 0. I'm using here outliner by Andes. The blade is made by Andes. It's outliner. It's approximately, it says right on it, 1 millimeter, or you can say here 6 zeros. The gentleman would like to have a low fade, so I'm starting with 0, really literally, as you can see, very low. I don't go high whatsoever. And now I'm gonna switch to my fading clippers. I get questions about my clippers and my tools all the time. I like everything that's cordless. Basically, it makes my job a lot easier. So I use octane Osters. I really like the design of those clippers for the heavy duty ones, for bulk removal and for foundation creation. And for fading clippers, right now I'm using Magic clippers, and in the future I will see. But for right now I'm using Magic. They are good enough for me. I have two, so one I'm using, the other one is charging. And then in the next client I just switch them. I plug the one to charge that I already used, and I use the one that's fully charged. So I never, even though I'm busy all day every day, I never run out of juice in my clippers. So here I'm working on my fade. There are different ways to fade. You can fade from top down or bottom up, or you can kind of change, go from bottom up, and then go back from up down. But in this case I started with 1.5, then I hit my first line there. As you saw, I started my fade, then I went with 1, and then I'm using 1/16. So basically what I'm doing is I am fading from top down, just to ensure that my fade stays very low, that I don't go too high. Otherwise, if you are fading from bottom up, you could kind of push that line slightly higher than you normally want. So this is one way to kind of take precautions to keep your fade where you want. This is the way I do it, but if you do it different and you get results you like, it's just as good as mine. There is really no, I think, particular way that is better than the other way, as long as you get the results you want. That's what really counts. As long as you get the results and time, really that's all it is. The reason I like my system the way I'm cutting, as this gentleman actually can be a witness to that, since he was in my chair and then afterwards in my shop. These videos were made during the normal hours where I schedule every 20 minutes a client. So my system allows me to do a haircut like this in 20 minutes, or any other haircut for that matter, whether it's a long or short haircut. It allows me to do it in 20 minutes. So once I did my fade, I did my low fade, I switched, I moved to the top. Since we want to have the top spiky, I'm doing point cutting here, or notching, depends where you are from. The terminology can be used different from place to place. What I also noticed, that in different places they use simply different terminology for different things. So some places might call it a low fade, other places might call it a drop fade. I get a question, what's the difference between skin fade and bold fade? To me they are the same, but I guess in different places they might be different. People might call them, they might actually be different, but for me, I mean, they are the same. So for example, we have a haircut where I come from here called blowout, but in different places they call it thin fade or taper. So it depends where you are. So since we are doing texture top, spiky, kind of messy look, I did some point cutting there. Now I'm gonna connect my sides with a top. I'm gonna do a scissor over comb. This is basically how you do it. Sometimes I get comments asking me to do this instead of razor, since not many people can actually use a straight edge razor to do this. It is a little tricky. I mean, if you really didn't learn how to properly use a razor, you could make really like a hole in the hair that you cannot fix. So it is safe to use scissors if you don't have a proper training of razor. The razor, actually, I sell it on eBay right now. You can actually go to my website, mcbarber.com, and there is a products page, and you can see more about the razor that I use, the red Tondeo razor, and from there you can follow the link to eBay and purchase it if you like. We usually ship them the same day. Really, that's my favorite razor, and I have a review video on it on my website, why I chose that razor over really different razors that are out there that take actually the same blades. Once that is done, quick blow dry to dry the hair as one, and as two to set the roots. Here, to add a little more texture, I'm using a texturizing technique. to just create a little more texture inside of the hair deeper, so you can get that kind of PC look. And there it is, folks. That was your before, and this is your after. You have a very low fade, or drop fade, which you would call, and a texture top, spiky. Here you have another picture. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching, really appreciate it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Put a thumbs up if you like my work, really appreciate that too. And here I have some of the videos that are coming up. Here the photos are coming. Look for them in the weeks to come. Thanks a lot guys, until next time, take care of yourself.